I think it's one of the more significant developments that this council has approved for quite some time. But the offering out there is quite considered, and I think Thurgoona Willinga is our growth corridor, and with growth becomes the expansion. And I think really there's a lot of contributing factors towards that approval, and one of them was the balance the developer or the applicant had made towards the environment and certainly towards the needs of the community. And there's some discussion about the density of that living. I think today's young people don't look for the bigger blocks like they used to. They look for a way to move around 24/7. They want to try and spend more time out and about than looking after gardens. I think there's a balance of size of allotments in that particular development. So there's a diverse range of options out there. But in that corridor itself, there's a lot of different developments that are offering different block sizes, and certainly the market will determine what that looks like in the future. There's a lot of discussion also about the environmental concerns in that particular area. I think this is a good template to move forward because there's a lot of discussion about Thurgoona and its importance to the environment and the endangered species in that corridor. And I think we've heard a lot about frogs, we've heard a lot about possums, and we've heard a lot about the trees. And I think, we are considered in our view, and we're trying to balance all those things when developers come to the chamber, and we listen to our submissions and we read our submissions, and I think that's all we can do. And there's a whole range of other issues that people have raised since the decision was made. Transport, schools. Schools are not our purview. We don't look after the schools. The Education Department do. We've made approaches to the Education Department about new schools in that corridor. In terms of transport is within our purview, and I think we are currently undertaking comprehensive traffic studies of that particular corridor, what the ins and outs look like. And I think at the moment, in the next 2 years, there's money in the budget to treat intersections that will alleviate some of that traffic flow. There's also a lot of stuff going on out there in terms of the subdivisions and the development of the road network. Kerr Road, the vision for Kerr Road is it will be a ring road coming from Willinga all the way around to the freeway, and currently we're into the next stage of the Kerr Road development. So Kerr Road will eventually meet up with this larger estate and cross Tabletop Road. So people need to just think about growth and how long it takes for that to occur, because right now we're not going to have 1,200 blocks overnight in the Thurgoona Willinga corridor. There is a DA that's been approved. The first stage is 42 homes with open space and protection of the environmental corridor. I think the decision is a sound decision. I think 8-1 says to me that the 8 of the councils were very comfortable with what was going on.